Nucleus. Nucleus keeps hereditary information of a cell. Sizes and shapes of nuclei can be different in different types of cells. Nuclei often occupy different positions in cells, means they are not always central. In fact, shape and size of a nucleus is often an important landmark to identify and differentiate a cell from others under light microscopy. Among others, nuclei can be round, bilobed, multilobed, trilobed, kidney-shaped, and spindle-shaped. Also, cells can be n-nucleate, mononucleate, binucleate, or multinucleate. Red blood cells are n-nucleate, means they do not have nuclei. Neutrophils, which are a type of white blood cells, have multi-lobed nuclei. Pneumocytes, type 1 cells that make walls of alveoli of lungs, have thin spindle-shaped nuclei. Some nuclei occupy a big space in cells, and cells as a result have very small amount of cytoplasm, as in the case of lymphocytes. Giant cells have multiple nuclei. Hereditary information is held in chromosomes that lie within nuclei. Chromosomes are thread-like structures and are made up of chromatin. Chromatin is a complex made up of DNA and proteins. DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid, is the name of a molecule which is made up of genes. A general definition of a gene is that it is a part of a DNA molecule that has instructions to manufacture a particular protein or a set of proteins in a predefined manner, along with the information of when and in what quantity of these proteins should be manufactured. Complete set of information in a living being's DNA is known as genome and holds the information for all the proteins that a living thing will ever make. During the process of mitosis, which is the process of cell division, when one cell divides into two daughter cells, genome is copied for both daughter cells. Despite of different sizes and shapes of nuclei in different cells of a person, genome is exactly the same for all cells. The only difference is that one cell has a certain group of genes switched on, while others has other group of genes switched on. A nucleus keeps its content separate from cytoplasm with the help of an envelope which is made up of a double layer of lipids. Underneath the double layer of lipids, there is a network of filaments whose function is to mainly provide mechanical support to the nucleus. The most important function of a nucleus is to hold hereditary information and to pass it on to next generation of a cell and to pass it on to the next generation of the person. Let's have a look at DNA, which is known as thread of life and is a thread-like structure. It is a long molecule nearly 2 meters in length which is inserted into microscopic nuclei. It looks like a ladder which is twisted, commonly known as a double helix. A DNA molecule is composed of 3 different components, namely sugar, phosphate, and a nitrogen-containing base. The structure of sugar and phosphate does not change throughout the length of the molecule, but base, which is a nitrogen compound, can be of 4 different types. The names are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Sugar is attached to phosphate group on one end and nitrogen containing base is in front. The complex is collectively known as nucleotide. This slide is representing 4 different types of bases in 4 different colors. Nucleotides are joined together to form a backbone with different types of nitrogen bases represented here in different colors. This is a single strand of DNA molecule. 2 such strands join together at the bases and twist around to make a double helix. One nitrogen base can make a bond only with one other type of nitrogen base. Means adenine can face only thymine and guanine can only face cytosine. It means if one strand of DNA molecule is in front of you, you can predict other strand. Sugar and phosphate remain unchanged. There are many billions nucleotides in human genome. Several nucleotides make one gene which is responsible for a particular function or characteristic. What is shown here is just an example. In fact, the smallest gene is made up of several hundreds of nucleotides. One gene can be responsible for color of your eyes, other gene can be responsible for your height, another gene can be responsible for color of your skin. There are around 25,000 genes in humans. Each gene is actually responsible for the production of a particular protein in the body and also has the information about how, when and in what quantity to produce that protein. These proteins are the building blocks of cells and the sequence of amino acids in proteins dictate what size, shape and function a cell will take. If we ignore water, most components of a cell are proteins. Amino acids of proteins are knit together inside cells, just like a sweater is knitted with a ball of wool and eventually takes a shape to fit a person. Once again, nucleotides make genes, genes make DNA molecule, DNA molecule combines with some special types of proteins to make chromatin. Chromatin makes chromosomes, which are long thread-like structures, and chromosomes are housed within nuclei. These are the references. Thank you very much.